Hello, everyone. How are you? Let me see one thing. Okay, so this is Tammy Morrison, and I'm coming on here and I wanted to talk to you about what are you doing to change your life. All right, hold on. I wanted to get on Instagram too. All right. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. Thank you for joining me on YouTube and Twitter. This is Tammy Morrison, and I am coming on because I wanted to talk about what are you doing to change your life. So for me, this has been a life-changing day. Thank you for joining on Instagram. It's been a life-changing day. Actually, year. That's what I'm saying. It's been a life-changing year, and so I'm on here talking about how we can change our life because everyone talks about that in the beginning of the year. We have all these goals. We want to lose weight. We want to do all kinds of stuff, but we do not actually make that decision or set the intentions on how to do it. Because so many times we have all these things in our head. We know exactly what we don't want, but we don't often know what we want. And so I think that this question, what are you doing to change your life, is so pertinent for now because, so many times we say, oh, we want to lose weight. That's a big one. And everybody joins the gym. People set intentions to work out every day. For me, I just didn't do that. What I do is I take time and I journal. I write down what do I want. And I do that usually weekly because sometimes what you want changes. It doesn't always stay the same. As we get older, as we age, that happens to us as well. What we wanted at 20 is not the same thing that we might have wanted at 40. It's not the same. It doesn't have to be the same. It's not the same. And so when we acknowledge that and we realize that, maybe what we wanted in the past is not the same thing that we want now, sometimes it can cause conflict within us on the inside, not outside always, but on the inside, because you're wrestling and trying to decide, what is it that you want? Because many times, and it's easy to know what you don't want, because if something that you've been through and you don't want to go through that again, then you know what you don't want. It's like when you were a kid and you got a whipping, okay? So when I got a whipping, I knew that that was not something that I enjoyed. I do not like to be hit. Didn't like to be whipped. Didn't like to be talked to any kind of way. I don't like to be yelled at. I've never liked that. And so for me, what that meant for me is that I did things that I was supposed to do. If my parents told me to do something, or my grandparents told me to do something, or whoever was in charge of me at that time told me to do something, then I did it because I did not like to get whipped. I don't like to be whipped. I didn't like to be talked to, screamed at, yelled at, none of that. I don't like none of that. So for me, what that means is I'm going to do, hey, thank you for joining on Instagram. I'm going to do what I need to do, what I'm supposed to do. And so to me, that can set you on, a few different paths. You can make a decision that, what, I don't like to be hit. I don't like, this type of feeling that I'm feeling while I'm in this particular state. And so now it's time for me to do what I need to do in order to keep that state at bay. It's a state. And so as you decide and as you set intentions and as you make up in your mind, and sometimes this can take a while. It can take a minute for us. It does not have to be, It does not have to be that, as soon as you make up your mind, or it doesn't have to be that as soon as you set that intention. You know what I mean? What happens is, as soon as you set that intention, your manifestation is here. Let me say that again. As soon as you set that intention to manifest a specific thing, your manifestation is here. You just have to open up and receive it. So yesterday I had an amazing session with an amazing gentleman. I'm going to give his name just in case you would like to reach out to him. His name is Dave Holt. He was a guest on my show, and he actually did a session for me. I don't know. I don't even know. I'll call it a reading healing session because that's what it felt like. But it was so amazing. And so he opened up some things for me, because there are times when, even as a healer, you need a healer. It's almost like if you're a doctor or a nurse practitioner or a provider, you need to go to somebody else to diagnose your stuff, possibly. If you are a massage therapist, you need to go to another masseuse in order to, get your massage and get yourself together, because you can't, it's hard to rub yourself. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could rub like hands and legs or whatever, but you can't get your back. I mean, it's just next to impossible to do. So, same thing in that way. Healers need healers. And I'm super excited and grateful to have had that session with that amazing gentleman. And I also interviewed him. So look for his interview on my YouTube channel or on mupotv.com. That's where that interview will be. So I'm super excited and grateful and so amazed. I absolutely love being able to be of service, and be able to share, what Spirit gives me, because that really typically is what I'm sharing. Because, if you don't, I don't know if you guys know, but typically more times than not, sometimes I have notes, but more times than not, I give what comes straight off the grill from Spirit to give to you. So that is why I'm here. I'm also filling a multi-author book. So if you have been wanting to write, or if you are a business owner looking for more visibility, join me in this multi-author book, Passing the Pearls. It's amazing. I already have some beautiful contributors that are coming into this project, and I'm looking for a few more to come in and share and write this story about our grandparents, about our grandmother. So, so it's going to be amazing. I'm going to drop the link to the info sheet. I'm going to show it on the screen. Okay. So that's the link to the info sheet. Let me put it here on. Okay. So I just dropped it on Instagram, and it's a bit.ly, so it's easy to do. Even if you can't click it, it's not clickable on there. But anyway, so that is the link to the info sheet. Gives you all the information, the contribution levels, all of that. I'm super excited about it, because the reason why I decided to do this particular project was because my grandmother was my person, and I had such a love for her. And so Spirit actually spoke to me to open it up to other people to share, because I really believe that we need these type of stories to come out into the planet, because one of the things that I have been charged to do is to help to heal the planet. And one of the ways that I do it is through helping people with stories. Because I love the stories. I love to hear them. They're amazing. It's something about the stories. And it's been a way that I've been all my life. Just did not realize that this was the path that I was supposed to take, that I'm destined to take, to help people share their stories. Because I know I've been a healer as well for many, many lifetimes. And that is one of the things that I've been called to do. But I also loved writing. And when I was young, that was one of the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be an author. I wanted to write the stories. I wanted to do some screenplays. There were some things I desired to do, but, we didn't get encouragement at those times, from our family, because our families are like, well, how are you going to eat? Because writers are starving artists. So I didn't pursue that. I pursued the family business. I became a nurse because that's what my mother told me to do. Because at the time, I was wanting to write and, just scattered. I had a couple kids already. So I had finished a few years of college, but I didn't have my degree. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do? So that's how I fell into the family business. And I call it the family business because many people in my family are nurses. My mother has been a nurse for 50 years. Some of her sisters were nurses. Some of our aunties were nurses. My grandmother was in nursing. I call it the family business. I have quite a few cousins that are in nursing as well as me. So we've done this thing. I think that we have a cap on that. And so now I'm ready to step into being a writer, author, publisher, healer, the things that are calling to my soul. So what is calling to your soul? What is the thing that you desire to do the most? What are some of the things? Because the thing is, and this is what I have to say as well, people always say, okay, do this one thing, do this one thing. But for me, I am multi-passionate. So I have never been able to do this one thing. It's just not been a thing that I could do. I just was not good at doing that. And so for a long time, it made me feel some kind of way because, I would listen to coaches and different people and they're like, oh, do this, do that. Well, for me, it's just not an option, and I know that there are a lot of people just like me where it's not an option, where you have to do what you feel called to do. You have to listen to your spiritual team. And that is one of the things that I am truly excited about. Because I know that there are people out there just like me that are multi-passionate, that want to do many things. Know that you have more than likely more years behind you than in front of you. So you have to make the years that you have count. And so that is, where I'm at. So this is why I work with women over 40 who feel like, they don't have any options. They don't know where to go. They don't know, what they want to do, but they know they want to do something. They know they need, they desire, they have a yearning. That's what I have to say. They have a yearning in their heart and in their spirit where they just have to do something different. They know they're being called somewhere, but maybe not sure where. So if that is you and you are looking for, opportunity, clarity, openness, authenticity, these are things that you have been looking for, then you might want to, number one, consider joining my multi-author book project. Number two, consider getting a healing session from me, because I actually offer those as well. So if you are looking for writing and you want to be in this book, is just dip your toes in, because I'm looking for people to write 1,000 to 3,000 word chapters. Hey, thank you so much for joining on Instagram. I'm looking for people to write 1,000 to 3,000 word chapters for this book project. And it's going to be a bestseller. I'm super excited. There are going to be so many different opportunities for you to get visible. I'm actually offering everyone that comes into the book to get a interview on my show. And my show is on Mupo TV, and it's also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, Radio Breaker, Listen Now, iHeartRadio. So it's on all those places. So you will definitely get some visibility there as well. And then there are also, I'm so excited because the cover is just so beautiful, y'all. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on Instagram. But I'm saying this to say that this is an area where we all need to come up. And I know everybody wants to come up, but this is an area where we need to come up. We need to face whatever it is that we need to face. Sometimes there are demons in the past that you have to face. For me, I had to grab my inner child and really love on her and show her some kindness and some love and some grace. Because sometimes we hold ourselves so high, so accountable, that it doesn't give us any grace. And we need some grace because we're not perfect. Things don't always show up and work out the way that we think they should. It doesn't happen that way. However, as we love on ourselves and give ourselves grace and step into that self-love place that we have to have, then things will begin to show up in our life to help us. Because I really truly believe that when the student is ready, the teacher appears, because that has happened for me in my own life. It happens for me almost every day because I'm open to opportunity and I'm open to receiving, because I'm a giver. So I know that I'm supposed to receive because, you throw off the balance if you give and don't receive. Thank you so much. That is Danny. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But yes, so once you realize and you know that you're a giver, you know what I mean? Then you got to receive because there has to be a balance. However, once you get in that place, in that state, and you realize that, you're here and you're here to do great things. There is a destiny for each and every one of us. And our destiny isn't always to be Oprah. Now, I love Oprah. Just so y'all know, in case y'all haven't seen me before, talk about that. I love Oprah. Oprah is my girl. I truly, I love her. I believe in her vision. And I love the fact that she had a vision, and I'm just so grateful. And some of my people that, I had followed, especially when I first started in business. Hey, thank you for joining on Instagram, is Maya Angelou. So I call her my writing guide. And so she is such an amazing writer. And I've read everything that she's written. And then one of my guys that I connect with for business is Steve Jobs. And y'all know what? I had forgotten about that. I'd forgotten because when I learned that you could do that, I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. And so I started really doing that and just really finding the people, that did the things that I want to do and connecting with them and seeing, how I could get guidance from them, from spirit. And that is another way to get guidance from spirit, because you get it from a spirit that's already done the thing that you want to do, which is amazing. And it doesn't have to be, somebody out here, and I mean, I respect coaching. I have some coaches. I have no issue with that. However, what I don't do is do things that go against what my spirit says. I check things by my spirit. And this is something that I would suggest that you do. Check things by your spirit. See how you feel. Take some time and just sit and connect and see how you feel. Think about things that come up and see how you feel about them and what it is that you need to shift within yourself. Because many times we feel like other things and other people should shift, but many times it's us that needs to do the shifting. We need to shift. We need to shift. So as we step into these places and we begin to shift and we begin to move differently, which is what I say that I'm doing. I had just had a conversation with a friend of mine and I said, she said, how you doing? I said, I'm good. I said, I'm moving differently. I said, I had some things that happened in my life. I had some health challenges that I had never had before, that were different from anything I had experienced in the past. My stomach was hurting so bad, y'all. And it was not like more, I did have some nausea and some vomiting. Yeah, I had some of that diarrhea, but it was more pain. And so I went to the emergency room where you go when you have an emergency, because I had suffered a few days and I thought it would be over. And I, did some flushing and different things, whatever things I knew to do to try to help it, but it didn't help it. So I went to the emergency room, and what that helped me to do is absolutely nothing. The emergency room had no answers for me, none. So I went inside of myself, and I went to Chinese medicine, and I went and got me some acupuncture, which is life for me. If you haven't had it, acupuncture is amazing for anything, everything that you're dealing with. So I did that, and it was a life-changing thing for me, because for me, what I realize is I prefer not Western medicine because Western medicine had nothing for me. I mean, they did all the labs, they did the CT, they found nothing. They were looking at me real crazy because my blood pressure was high because I was hurting, and I don't typically do any of that. And so they're looking at me all crazy, but I'm hurting. I didn't ask for any drugs, so I didn't want any drugs, so I wasn't drug seeking, which is something that, in the medical field we look for, and we know generally when people are doing that. But I wasn't doing that because I didn't even want any of that. I wanted something to help me, but I didn't care really what it was, but they didn't give me anything, nothing. And so I was like, okay, so I have nothing. I have nothing with that. So I went inside and I went to spirit, and I began to feel how I felt, and I began to understand, what was going on inside and all the different things that were happening. I ended up having to change my diet and begin to eat better, which was something that was good. So I feel like it was a reset for me, and I needed it in order to help my stomach. I'm super excited about it because it helped. Oh man. Woo. So at the time, any kind of dairy was not working for me. I see goat's milk and yogurt. Yeah, I was doing yogurt, because I used to pretty much do that like weekly or every few days or something. But that started bothering me too. It was dairy was not my friend for that time. So as I've healed, and as I've gotten some stuff that I bought, and some different herbs, and I've been doing different teas and stuff like that, that has helped. And that has made me, I actually lost some weight, which I needed to do. I was wanting to do, I desired to lose it. So I lost some weight, and I was able to do that. I started back working out, which I needed to do too. So it really was a good thing. So sometimes when these things happen to you, we perceive them as all bad, but sometimes it's good things. Sometimes it's something that helps to bring a reset to you. And I say that because I am big on resets, because sometimes you just need to shift some shit. And so something else happened recently that made me know that shift was here. That transition for me was here. I've been transitioning now for the past few years, but there's another level that I feel like I'm going to. And so that is the shift. That's the shift, and when you know it and when you feel it, it's nothing else. It's just amazing because, it's not easy. Now I'm not going to oversimplify, because that is something that people do that I hate. So I'm not oversimplifying. I'm telling you, it was hard. My stomach hurt like hell, like every fucking day. And sometimes I couldn't eat. Sometimes I had to do, I did a lot of smoothies. I did a lot of smoothies, a lot of tea, I have this stuff that I bought called leaky gut, which really did help. And also this thing called mastic gum, which is an herb as well. And that helped. Luckily, I'm so blessed. I have a friend that is an herbalist, and she actually gave me some stuff. And so I did. So, hey, Dr. Marnie, thank you for joining. So it's been like so amazing, because once you get over, the pain and all that stuff, and then you really begin to dive deep and ask spirit and actually really, ask your body, because people don't realize our bodies know what to do. Just like Danny said, goat's milk and yogurt. Yes, that probably will help now as I go. But at that time, that was not the thing. That stuff, when I ate some yogurt, oh my God, you talking about pain? Ooh, woo, awful, But so as I have healed, it was amazing, y'all. I just took that time, and sometimes the times when I just didn't eat, I got, smoothies and protein shakes and stuff like that. Yes, absolutely. It was like, Dr. Ronnie said, I love this. Sometimes you need to shift some shit. And it's what you need to do. It's like, you've got to do it. And the thing is we don't always want to do it because it's not always good. It doesn't feel comfortable. I'm telling you, that pain in my stomach was so bad, it just hurt. And when I described it, people were like, so are you nauseated? I'm like, no, the nausea passed. This is pain. I mean, like pain. Like it felt like somebody was inside my stomach, boxing it, trying to get out. That was what it felt like. That's how I described it. And I don't have, I can't have babies. I don't even have the parts for that. So it's not anything like that. People ask me that too. They're like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, if I'm pregnant at 53, you don't have to put me in a nut house. Because I could not do it. But yeah, so those were things, that, I reset. And so recently, my husband, who's amazing, noticed that I needed a reset for real, so he scheduled us in VRBO house, like 30 minutes from us in Seattle. And it was amazing. And we needed it so bad. I mean, I feel like a new person just being able to get away. And it was just like 2 days. I think we went for 2 days. It was amazing. 2 nights. And it was just good, and it just was perfect. I got to go to the Space Needle, which I hadn't been to. And we got a chance to go to the aquarium, which, it was nice, but I was a little disappointed. I didn't see any whales or dolphins or anything. So I was like, what happened to the dolphins at least? But anyway, it was still nice and still a reset. And it's something that I needed, because for me, people talk about travel, but travel for me is life. I need travel. I have to have it. It's not negotiable. And my husband knows that, because he knows when I start acting crazy, I need to get the hell away from wherever I'm at. And I just need to travel. And when I lived back east, I used to just get in the car. Sometimes I would get off work, because I work night shift mostly. So I would get off work and my kids would already be in school. I made sure everybody got to school. My kids would already be in school, and I would go just drive to the beach. It was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So I would drive to the beach and just be on the beach a few hours. I usually would, close my eyes for a few minutes, be on the beach for a little while, and then I would go home in time enough for the kids to get out of school. And so this was a reset for me, because I just need that, and I know that I need it. And so that is another key thing, is when you know what you need. Sometimes we know what we need, but it's hard to get to it, or, circumstances, life, all kinds of stuff gets in the way. And that I know for sure, because I've done life. I've done life over 50 years now. So I know about life and how life can life. I saw a TikTok video and somebody was talking about how life was lifing. And I thought that was so great. I was like, I gotta borrow that. Life is lifing. So when life starts lifing, then you have to go deep inside. You have to go inside. Go into your heart. Connect with God, who is your source inside of you. Connect. Sit down, and put on, even, for me, this music that I'm playing is amazing. So I put on some music and I sit. And sometimes it took me a minute to learn how to do this, because I'm one of these people. I can just go, 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 go. When I feel good, I'm just, my husband calls me the Energizer Bunny because I can do that. So when I don't feel good, which I didn't feel good like the last couple of months, actually, it was about 2 months that I went through that. And I feel now my energy coming back. And then after I get the resets, my energy even comes back even more. So like I feel like I can do 50,000 million things. You know what I mean? Although sometimes we have to pull back and stop and say, okay, nah, maybe not that, maybe not now, So, but that's my spirit, and I know that a lot of people are feeling the same way. Once you get that reset, then you can really begin to see yourself and see your life and make the changes that are necessary, because I'm telling you, I feel that at this point in my life, I'm the freest that I've ever been. And it's such an amazing thing. And I feel so free, and so, like free to be me, and I don't know if it's something that a shift and a transition once you get like 40s. I think I started feeling that in my 40s, and then in my 50s, it's like it's opened up, and I'm so grateful and so excited about it. And so this is where I am. So if you see me moving, differently in different kinds of way and showing up in a different way, that is why. It's because I have lived through the hell of all that pain in my damn stomach. And actually gotten a reset, a couple. And so the thing is I didn't like set intentions, to, let me plug my phone, I'm sorry. I didn't set intentions to say, okay, I'm going to, get this reset, and, I didn't do that. I know I probably should have done that, but I think for me, spirit helps me in that way. So spirit was like, okay, you need to reset, so this is what we're going to do. And I did. I mean, my whole entire eating habits have changed. And I did not, go on any diet or none of that stuff. I just ate what I could and what I knew was good for me, and start, really beefed up and started back with my vegetables like I love. And today I'm actually getting ready to go get some type of turkey breast or chicken breast or something like that I can cook because I want that. And some vegetables. So I really started doing that and just really backing up off of, things I know is not healthy for anybody over 50, rice and potatoes and all that stuff. I mean, I still eat it, but not much. Like I eat a little bit. If I eat some potatoes today, I'm not probably going to eat any more till at least a week or two later. That kind of stuff, because I still like, to have some rice. I like some shrimp fried rice, y'all. But I just know that it's not that healthy for me, so I don't eat it very often. But what I say is I don't, say I'm going to stop myself from eating or I'm going to not eat this. I say I'm cutting back on sugar, and which is what I did. I didn't cut it out because I like sugar. Okay. So I cut back on it, way back. I cut way back on rice and potatoes and all those things that go straight to your damn stomach. I cut back on all those things, and then I started working out. And what I did also, I found a beautiful lady on TikTok that's sharing tips on working out for ladies over 40, which is what I am. And so she talked about how, when you work out and when you try to lose weight and stuff like that, when you're over 40, strength training is the thing. Don't be going out there trying to do all that cardio and all that running because it's not good for our joints at that age. So I said that to say that when you are ready, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So whatever it is that you want to learn, it's out there. It's out there. It's probably on TikTok because that is the place right now. It's on YouTube. It's on Google. It's, it's on Instagram. It's everywhere. It's on Facebook if you go there. It's everywhere. It's everywhere you want to be. So as you really begin to step into yourself as you begin to really dive deep and go inside. Should you need some help with that, you can reach out to me. I have healing sessions as well. I call them healing sessions, but they're whatever it is that you need. At one time I called them spiritual talk sessions, because that really is what it ends up being because people want answers and all that. And so anyway, I'm super excited and grateful to be here. This is Wednesday. I will be back tomorrow as well. Probably somewhere around this time, because this seems to be a good time for me. But I will definitely be talking with you again soon. And if you are interested in joining Dr. Marnie and passing the pearl and I and passing the pearls, check out the info sheet and get back to me. Send me a private message wherever you're watching this, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're watching. You can send me a private message. I'm actually also on LinkedIn, and I'm on LinkedIn under my name, Tammy Morrison, Unleashing Your True Self, I think is it. So you can find me there. Also, I'm on Alignable. If anybody is on Alignable, that is another platform that I really like. It is a cute little platform. I'm learning a little bit about it, but I'm on Alignable as well. And if you are changing the planet and you would like to come on my show, send me a message and we can talk about that. So again, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that the rest of your day is amazing. Dr. Marnie, I'm so jealous. I want to be by the ocean where you are, where it's beautiful and sunny and warm. However, that time is here for me now. That's what I'm going to say. So have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. And I will see you again tomorrow. And I'm also, if you're on TikTok, I'm also on there too. And I'll be doing a live in there as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to do live readings in there. Thank you so much for hanging out. Bye now. Thank you, Danny.